If you really want to know how to date correctly, take a walk with me. If you're using dating apps, it all starts with your intentions and your energy when you decide to swipe right. You have to get really clear on your intentions for dating. Is it just a date? Is it to have fun? Is it to meet new and interesting people? Or is it for a long term relationship that eventually leads to marriage? Last one, and this is my favorite, you're just trying to get over an ex. It's time to be honest with yourself and the people you engage with about your intentions. You might be asking yourself, why does that even matter? It matters because if you're looking for something more casual or just to get over an ex, and someone else is looking for something long term, that's an energetic mismatch. And if you're not communicating that to the other person, they just end up getting hurt. And I think you already know that. You're sitting there with them daydreaming about getting back together with your ex, and they're trying to figure out how to make you happy. Be confused, asking themselves, how can I please somebody who doesn't seem to want to be pleased by anything? That other person can't help you get over your ex. That's an inside job. You have unresolved feelings, and you need to grieve the ending of that relationship. That timeline has ended, and you're on a new timeline with infinite possibilities. Where every choice that you make can lead you down a new path. Now that you know your intentions for dating and you're no longer gaslighting yourself about your old relationships, you can work on being centered in your own frame. So take a deep breath in, let it out, and before you swipe right, ask yourself, why am I swiping on this person? A lot of people on these dating apps are just playing the numbers game and they're swiping to swipe. Whoever responds, they'll start messaging for probably about 2 weeks. They'll never meet up. They'll cancel plans, last minute no less, and leave you feeling confused about what's going on. Instead of writing that off as somebody who's just not interested, you'll start asking yourself, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? The answer is nothing. You're not doing anything wrong. You can chalk up those near misses to the universe saving you from yourself. Basically telling you, your energy was out of alignment. And when you keep doing the same thing over and over again, eventually the universe says, you know what? Here it is. Here's your lesson. Good luck. You don't seem to want to listen, so here you go again. Before you swipe, check in with yourself. Ask yourself, did I actually read the profile and look through the whole thing? Did you ask yourself, based on the information that's in front of me, is this person in alignment with my goals, values, and standards for a relationship with me? Now you're thinking, it's just a dating app. How can I possibly know that? The easiest example is this. They drink regularly, and 3 out of their 5 photos have alcohol in it. You've been sober for several years. That's a mismatch. Don't believe me? How many of you 3 months later began to realize that you were trying to fix and change somebody that had no desire or intention to change to begin with because you saw potential in them that they didn't see in themselves? They would be amazing if they would just stop doing this one thing, or if they would start doing these 3 things. That's how we get to that, well, if they wanted to, they would. Well, guess what? They don't want to. You wanted them to. They didn't meet your quiet expectations, and you thought if you gave them enough that they would change for you. So let this be a lesson to always stick to your values and standards. And how will you know if something's in alignment? You won't be asking every dating coach online about your relationship. Where do I go? What do I do? How do I do it? What's happening? I don't know. This is so confusing. Instead, Home Slice is going to be actively choosing you as you actively choose them. This video could go on for hours, so I'll leave you with this. Once you get a match, set a date. Shouldn't I message them for a while first? You can have a couple exchanges and definitely a FaceTime call. That way you know each other are human, kind of, and you get a last name. And if you don't want to give a last name, cool. I don't want to turn into a Netflix special. You find that you've been messaging for a while and they can't commit to a date, it's a no. Move on. If they commit to a date and cancel plans last minute without a valid excuse or providing some sort of reschedule, it's a no. If you find yourself texting and messaging with 15 different people that you have absolutely no interest in, let them go. It's a no. The attention might feel good, but the intention is off. You're literally stopping people from finding the right match for them. This is where a lot of people shrug responsibility or accountability and say, it's not my fault, they keep texting. If that's you, take a moment and go back and look at the content of those text messages. I hear this a lot from coaching clients. They'll often say, but what if this is the best that I can do? And that's the fear of being alone talking. But let's play with that for a second. What if it is the best you can do? You should probably find some gratitude for it. More often than not, that statement often leads to resentment because that person is never going to match up with the expectations that you have for them because they're not your Phantom X that you're comparing them to. And you can avoid that whole scenario by being honest with yourself and others and finding gratitude. Someone else I know made that statement, and they're engaged now because they found gratitude. The other part of this is when you get really clear on your intentions and you let go of all the things that aren't for you, you end up clearing out all the negative energy, and all of a sudden things become more vivid and you're able to see what's right in front of you. It's like a whole new world becomes available to you.